Nobody calls Han Solo a bitch.
Bring him on. I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Oh, come on, bro. It's the wars.
Well, Andor's been wrapped up for a couple weeks now, but we still got one more bomb out of there to talk about. An F-bomb. This is The Wars and More. I'm Joe. And of course, with me is my good buddy Doug. Hey, Doug. How you doing this week?
Doing good, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Oh, you dropped that one on us. Okay.
I dropped that. Hate to do it. I know sometimes there's sensitive ears out there, so in the next 30 seconds, you might hear a word you don't want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
But it's got to be said. It's got to be said.
Or does it? Either way, I mean, put it in context. That's fine.
It's in context. We try to keep it clean around here. But when it's in the news, sorry.
Right.
Sorry. It's just going to be there. And when I get really excited, it's going to happen.
Nice.
So anyway, episode 12, right? Like, there was the big speech, like the funeral monologue, right? For Marva.
Right.
The
big hologram.
The big, hey, I'm dying.
Right.
And when you see this, I will be gone.
Right.
Speech.
Yep.
Well, at the end of this, riling up the masses speech, she says the words, fight the Empire.
Right.
But Denise Go was on, she was interviewed with Empire magazine.
Huh. Ironic.
Wow. I did not make that connection. That makes this even more crazy. But she says Fiona's voice was all over all of us. Except at the end, she didn't say fight the Empire. She said fuck the Empire.
Ooh. Interesting.
And then goes on to say, which we were all really excited about. I'm like, you know this is Star Wars,
I was
right?
going to say, really?
Like,
Okay.
that's what gets you excited?
I know. Interesting. So, I have to say I'm kind of glad that they did it the way they did it. I feel like because I personally I don't know that belongs in Star Wars. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you.
That just doesn't feel Star Wars. Okay. People can disagree with me, and I'm sure they will, and that's fine. But I think even so, as I was listening to this monologue, the funeral monologue, when she said fight the Empire, I thought at the time, it didn't bother me, but I just thought, that was kind of a strange way for her to come out and just say it, right? I mean, she could have said it in more subtle ways, maybe, I guess is what I was thinking, because she had to know that as soon as she said that, the Empire being there on Ferrix would be paying attention and put an end to what she had to say, So I just thought that she could have had a more, like I said, subtle way of
Right.
getting her point
By
across
putting
to
those
the
words
people.
in there, fight the Empire. It's like, I really want my speech to end up with a Boston Massacre like thing.
Exactly.
With 5 people.
Right.
That's really what I want.
Yeah, because that's exactly what went down.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. And You know, Doug, you talk to me like in person and stuff like that. I'm loose with my talk.
Sure.
So yeah, for all my slip ups, y'all should realize I'm doing really, really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But so I'm not like a prude when it comes to like coarse language, right?
Right.
But it feels out of place in Star Wars, like using our swear words.
Yes.
I mean, I understand some of them are used anyway, but like the coarser language is not stuff that's used.
Exactly.
You know, they've used damn, they use hell.
Yep.
Right.
And that's,
but
that was almost a big deal when it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But like it doesn't bother me, right? Like,
sure.
And even if they would have done it here, to be honest, it probably wouldn't have bothered me that much. But I would have been really shocked that they decided to take that route.
Right. Look, I wouldn't have been offended by the language.
Correct.
I just feel like it would have been out of place in Star Wars. You know, I mean, Star Wars has developed its own set of curse words, basically. You know, I mean, we have Dank Farrik and you know, Slimo and whatever. You know, I mean, it's
Voodoo.
Yeah. It's some of that sounded weird at the time, but you know, it's there. It's got its place in Star Wars now. You know, it's fine. But I don't know. I feel like this would have been done for the shock value if that's all you're going for. That's not the right thing to be doing in Star Wars.
Well, I personally, like, my first reaction, if that would have happened, my first reaction would have been, wow, Tony Gilroy is just dead set on going out there and making something that is completely off. He wants to be the first to do everything.
Right.
You know, it's Star Wars, but if you're not a Star Wars fan, you're gonna like
yeah,
everything he's been saying throughout this. But I'd have just been like, yeah, he just wanted to be the first one to do it.
Yeah,
like that would have been a way I looked at it. I wouldn't have looked at it like, oh yeah, that really fit right there.
Exactly.
That wouldn't have been my first thought.
All right, yeah, that scene is made so much better by that word. You know, yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, and I don't know, like, it would have been a little too much. I don't really want to go down this road, but I'm gonna go down this road a little bit.
Okay.
And this covers both sides of the political aisle, right? The use of that word in political discourse now.
Yeah.
Right. When speaking about the other side, you know, it's you see it so often in modern day politics here in the United States. You know, F this guy or F that guy, and that's your chant, right?
Right.
Like, how did we get here?
Right.
But that would have been just like, and my point with bringing that up is it just feels like using that here is acknowledging that in a roundabout way. Like,
I gotcha. And I will say, I feel like when you're down to a chant like that, or just phraseology of that manner in regarding somebody.
Yeah, you are out of stuff.
You're out of stuff. You're at the lowest common denominator kind of thing there.
Right.
You know, you're scraping the bottom of the scraping the bottom of the barrel for what you have to say. You know, so yeah.
Right. Like, and yeah, that's my point, is like, it would just be like, I would just feel like, oh, that is because it's the in vogue thing to do in modern day politics. So we might as well throw it into Star Wars politics.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree. You know, we've said it before. And you know, I agree with you. You know, this is you said you're speaking from both sides with this because it does go both ways.
It goes both ways.
You know, Star Wars has always had its political edge to it, but doesn't matter what your views were, you're always able to view Star Wars from your own belief system kind of thing as far as politics goes. So,
well,
you know,
Star Wars addresses politics, like real world politics in Star Wars in a historical context,
yes.
not in what's going on right now.
Exactly. Yes.
And I just think engaging in what's going on right now,
cheapens it.
It's a chicken shit way to go about it.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you look at the prequels, right?
Are you so engrossed in what you're doing in your daily life that you can't
step aside to make a fantasy
and
show?
tell a different story?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I'm with you there. You know, all the political stuff that happened in the prequels, you could look back and relate to, you know, similarities to Rome or whatever. You know, I mean, it's that kind of context. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's what I've always liked about it. You know, I've said I like the politics in Star Wars, you know, but it's.
Well, most of it's 30 years or better removed from what it's talking about. 40 years.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, 40 years or better. It wasn't like the politics of the time.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. So that's just me.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to sit down and watch Star Wars, you know, my escapism from my daily life.
Just to have it remind you
just to have the shit I see on the news in it.
Exactly. And it's not direct linked to that, right? But it just has the same feel, right?
It would be the same thing I'm seeing on the news right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You know, I watch college football and it's, you know, a chant for this guy, or I watch this and it's a chant against that guy.
Right.
It's that chant.
Right.
It's literally using that word.
Yep. In
that context. That's modern day politics, and I don't want it.
Yeah.
And that's not like, you know, like here we go, not down another rabbit hole I shouldn't touch, but you know, it's the discussion about the social issues of the day, right?
Sure.
Now, I don't put social issues of the day in the same category as this. This is taking literal modern day politics, right? Politics specifically. Social issues are a different thing, right? Like you got social trends that make their way into film all throughout history.
Sure.
And the modern social trends always influence film. They just do.
They do, yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes I feel like I see an oversaturation of certain things. But at the same time, it doesn't bother me because social trends always dictate film. They just do.
Right.
But the political stuff and the daily news stuff, like, that's not what I want to see in my film.
Right.
So I just wanted to make that separation, like, where everyone goes, "Oh, you don't like seeing this?" No, that's social trends. Like,
right.
There's a difference. There's a difference, and you're always going to have that. I've seen that all my life. You know, ever since I was a kid, the social trend of the day always has an influence.
Yeah, totally. You can't get around that.
No, it's just, you know, it's the way it is.
Yep.
There's a reason it's called the social trend.
Right.
because society, as a society, it's influencing us. Like it's the way it is.
Yep.
So, but yeah, rabbit hole. But I think our general consensus is glad they changed it.
Yes. Totally agree.
Indiana Jones.
Ooh. Going that way.
We're going that way. Going that way. I figure we should end in Star Wars, so we'll go to Indiana Jones
Okay.
and then back to Star Wars.
I like it.
So there's a trailer
Yes, there is.
for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Right.
That was the Dial of Destiny.
I have no idea. I gotta say,
Does it kill 99% of all bacteria?
it might. I have to say what I was instantly reminded of. This is obscure, okay, but there's this television show, and they did a couple movies or something, like made for TV movies with Noah Wiley, called The Librarians. One of those movies was called The Spear of Destiny, and I thought, kind of reminds me of that Dial of Destiny, Spear of Destiny, but Spear of Destiny, that would have been a perfect artifact for Indiana Jones to be hunting down, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe
Ark of the Covenant, Holy Grail,
right, yeah,
Spear of Destiny.
yes,
Wow.
exactly.
Don't know how they made those connections.
Right, it would make sense, and it also would fall in a time frame, not at Harrison Ford's current age, but for Indiana Jones to be hunting that artifact down. I believe in actual history, the Nazis actually went after it or were looking for it or something. So it just kind of triggered that for me. It was like, it's weird. So I'm going to be interested to see what this dial is actually. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Just random thought there.
Sundial or
I know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Like hand soap.
Maybe it's an artifact that's like really famous, and we're just ignorant to the fact of what it might be.
All right. Gotta check the book of knowledge here.
Uh-oh. Wouldn't that be something if we're just that dumb?
It could be. Well, so far, when you put in Dial of Destiny, all that comes up is Indiana Jones. So
I had a feeling. Yes.
Oh, man, it is. Dial of Destiny artifact. What's that? Indiana Jones.
Nice.
Dial of Destiny meaning Indiana Jones.
So
damn, Disney's good at this shit.
Yes. So I gotta say, just for the little bits that were that I caught a glimpse of, I got a feeling that we're actually, at least up into the 60s here. It looks like, in like looking at some of these cars and stuff, and it's like, Indiana Jones, he's been doing this for a while then. With Harrison's age, it makes sense, but.
Right. I do want to circle back a little bit.
Okay.
You mentioned the Spear of Destiny.
I did.
So, Indiana Jones and the Spear of Destiny is a thing.
Oh, it is.
It was a 4-issue comic book miniseries in 1995.
Nice. So he already looked for that.
He already looked for it. Probably found it.
Right.
It's 7 rows over from the Ark.
Yeah, that big
in
giant
the warehouse.
Right. Awesome.
So I don't know where it's at, but but it was an actual Indiana Jones topic.
So maybe that's why they didn't use it here. I mean, do they worry about canon with Indiana Jones?
No.
Okay, good, because you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess. Good.
Well, let me ask this:
Ask
is
away.
Shia LaBeouf in the Dial of Destiny?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Then no.
But they, apparently,
Brad Pitt's in this movie?
huh?
Wait a second, no.
I think he was that dude on the motorcycle, right?
Sean Connery's credited in his movie.
Wait.
That's gonna be interesting.
Whoa. Yeah, I was gonna say, how does that work?
He's credited on Google. Let me just go to
Yeah, it could be a flashback. Because actually, there's some flashback stuff in the trailer.
right. Well, I mean, if you see the time where he's tied to the chair, that reminded me of Last Crusade.
Right.
But it looks like it was reshot with de-aging.
It very well could have been. I mean, I wonder if they did that with Sean Connery.
Dude,
What? I'm talking about
Oh.
the same way they did it with Tarkin. Come on.
oh, okay. That's like de-aging. I don't know where you're going with this.
Oh, I just explained it.
Okay, that's better. That's better. I mentioned de-aging, and you're like, I wonder if they did that with Sean Connery. I'm like, oh man.
Hey,
And that seems to be just a Google thing because I don't see him listed in the IMDb.
oh, okay.
'Cause, wow.
Yeah.
It's just got morbidities.
It certainly did. But I mean, when they did the Rogue One with Tarkin,
Yes.
that was a topic for a while, right? Are we going to be able to have our actors playing in movies forever? Never know.
Well, that'd be something worth looking into. Is like Sean Connery one of those actors that like signed off on this before he passed?
Well, if not, it would be his estate.
Right. But I mean, it was the estate of Cushing that signed off on the other one, and people still asked about it, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I think if you don't have the actor themselves signing off on this before it happens, I think you're always going to have that like ethics question, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would be shocked to find out like if Sean Connery did sign off on it, because Sean Connery was like retired for a while.
Oh, yeah.
He was like way off the Hollywood radar for a long time.
Yeah.
So
That's funny. Of course, a lot of times actors are like, hey, this is a job. So if I can get paid and not have to work at all, sure. So they might sign off on such things.
right. I will say this, like Sean Connery in Indiana Jones is one of my favorite characters in Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
I mean, it's fabulous.
Yeah, totally.
I didn't know Sean Connery could be that funny. I mean, honestly, when was he ever that comedic? I'm trying to think of any other times.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I mean, like I really can't think of any other times that Sean Connery was that funny. it was a unique appearance,
Yes.
at least compared with his more well-known stuff.
Right.
You know, obviously known for James Bond and all that stuff, but the other films he did, you know, he did he was doing like Hunt for Red October and
Right.
stuff like that. Like, it's always serious.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
all right,
Interesting.
trailer itself.
Yeah.
Should probably talk about that a little.
Yeah. A little bit.
But what did you think with what you saw?
It looks interesting. I forget his character's name. I forget the actor's name. His buddy there with the fez. Talking about how he missed the adventure and all that.
Right. I don't remember the actor's name, but the character's Sala.
Right. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I like that he's back, you know?
Oh, another one of my favorite characters in
Yes.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It just seemed to have a good feel to it for me. And I don't know, forgive me for saying so. I just felt like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge was not going to like quite fit. Yet in this trailer, like, doesn't look bad.
No, it definitely took me by surprise. I didn't see how, I mean, the way they were talking about her, like relation, things like that, and goddaughter, really?
Yeah, I know, but that just harkens back to your question earlier, right? Is Shia LaBeouf in this? But it's like, okay, I guess that's a way to get around that or something, you know. But I mean, in the trailer itself, though, it starts off, classic Indiana Jones chase scene type thing going on, which I love. That's a staple of Indiana Jones. Got to have it, you know. I did like the callback stuff. I don't know. It just seems like it's got that feel to it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I did really like the scene with the whip.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like he cracks the whip. He's
Right.
like, stay back. And then they all pull out their guns. That was another very Indiana Jones scene.
It is, because I like the dichotomy of the dude with the sword, right? He just pulls out his gun, and then he cracks the whip, and it's like, yeah, your whip isn't going to do much these days. It's kind of like, again, showing his age in this, but it's all done with that Indiana Jones Harrison Ford humor, So
All in all, I mean, it looks like they're hitting on some of the high notes for Indiana Jones, right? They're hitting on the familiar threads.
right.
Now, I know this is all a bunch of hearsay and rumors and things like that. But what do you think about all the news about test screenings and stuff not going so great? And by not going so great, like, it's going awful.
Really? I gotta be honest, I haven't heard this.
Like I said, it's mostly rumor and, like, no one knows.
Okay.
The people that are going to these test screenings and stuff like that, they're not telling anybody anything. They're signing stuff before they go in. Is this Disney we're talking about here?
Right.
You're not going in and seeing the movie and getting to go talk about it. And in most cases, the person that's going to go out and talk about it, even though they signed something saying they shouldn't, they're probably disgruntled anyway.
Right.
So I'm just looking at some of these
Yeah, I don't know.
character names.
Character names?
Yeah. They definitely went back to the Germans.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, you got Colonel Weber, Mads Mikkelsen. I don't know what nationality this would be, but it's like Jürgen Voller. And then SS Nazi, Nazi soldier, SS soldier,
Nice.
Nazi sentry, Nazi stormtrooper.
Oh, hey, there's our Star Wars connection. It's got Stormtroopers. And Han Solo.
Antonio Banderas is in this, huh?
Wow, okay.
Did I miss him in the trailer?
I don't recall seeing him.
Okay. I know we saw Mads Mikkelsen. Saw a glimpse of him, right?
You might have. I missed him.
I thought I saw him.
Okay.
I might just be high or something. I don't know. Remembering something that I didn't see. But I thought we got a glimpse of him. Like just a flash. But this is the first one, and the movie's how far out, right?
Well, the movie is actually going to come out June 30th. So we're looking at just over 6 months.
All right, so we're heading right into promotion time, right?
Yeah, I mean, first trailer, movie 6 months out. Yeah.
Probably looking at what, another month or so. See another one.
Yeah, probably. Maybe a Super Bowl thing.
Oh yeah, duh.
This is definitely the type of movie that would be right up, your typical Super Bowl viewer's alley. For me, I watching this, I think it's just going to be fun, and I think you're going to have a lot of that Harrison Ford humor, and that's classic Indiana Jones, and that's exactly what I'd like to see out of this. Making fun of him, making fun of his inability to understand the environment he's in. Sometimes I don't know. It's just, it's all good fun. And I think it's going to be just a fun watch.
Yeah. So I went, flipping through the trailer because I'm like, am I crazy?
Oh, jeez.
So there is a glimpse of a person in a Nazi officer's uniform. The round glasses, hat, dark scene.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's Mads Mikkelsen.
Okay. Huh. Okay. I was thinking it might have been the dude opening a box, but either way. Because I was doing the same thing. I was scrubbing through as you were talking to.
Dude opening the box.
Huh?
What box?
And at one point, there's a guy opening a box.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Might be the same dude.
might be, because they're both wearing glasses. So. But yeah.
But yeah, pretty sure that's him.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know. Just looks like it'll be fun. And I will say there's this one scene. It's funny because it almost looks like the Millennium Falcon going into hyperspace.
Oh, yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah.
It's like, huh, interesting.
Holy crap, there's it. I think that's Antonio Banderas right there. See the guy in the pinstripe suit?
Yep. I think you're right. Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's him.
Puss in Boots.
He's busy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Looks like fun.
Yep.
Can't wait to see. Well, Super Bowl, like you said, makes the most sense. It's like you said, it's a broad audience movie.
Right.
It's one that's going to appeal to everybody. And what I was going to say before I got sidetracked is, like I say, it's advertising season, right? It's time to get your movie out there.
Right.
I didn't even realize Avatar was coming out.
Oh, I know. I know.
And then it was like, it's out. I'm like, what?
Oh, it is out?
I think, or maybe it's not.
Oh, that's hilarious. Because I had no idea.
It looks like it's got showtimes.
Oh, okay. Well, whoa, are you kidding me?
No, wait.
Oh,
This says
it's coming
December
out.
16th.
Yep, it's coming out.
Coming out.
Yeah.
But I swear I just started seeing ads for this thing.
Right. There's going to be what, like 11 of them or something? I don't, I don't know. I know they were talking about doing a bunch.
Oh, yeah. I think there's going to be 6.
Wow.
But it's going to all depend on how the first 2 do. Because I think that I should say the second 2. So I think the second one's like almost done filming. Or is
really?
done filming.
Wow.
Yeah. Avatar 3 started filming simultaneously.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's just not exactly my thing.
Oh, maybe that's what it's funny because if you go to the Wikipedia for this, it says release dates December 6th, London.
Oh,
Maybe that's what I saw. Saw something on Twitter or something.
gotcha.
Because being in Star Wars Twitter, you see a lot of London stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Back to Star Wars.
Excellent.
The Bad Batch. We got a trailer for that.
Yes. It's trailer week.
It's trailer week. Well, this looks, I don't want to say different, but different.
Okay.
I mean, just different from season 1, right? It just looks. I don't want it to sound bad. It looks a little more like what I expected.
Okay.
Just more involvement with different clones and like what we see Cody in here.
Right. So this is what you were expecting from season 1?
Yeah, I kind of expected a little more of that.
Okay.
And a little less like laser focused on just this group.
Well, I will say, season 1, they had to go from Republic to Empire, right? I mean, we had to kind of see that transition and see how it affected the Bad Batch. And I will say, from the looks of this trailer, they are settling into their roles as the Galaxy's A-Team. That's kind of what it looks like to me, which I'm good with. From the opening scene of the trailer, though, I will say, those are big crabs.
Those are big crabs. What the hell was that other thing? That like dinosaur looking thing?
The dinosaur?
Yeah, I said dinosaur looking.
Okay.
It was like long neck, 4 legs.
Oh, but it was like mechanical?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Because that was an interesting, call it a vehicle, because it was interesting looking to me because it had, it was gigantic looking,
Mm-hmm.
and which is typical of the Empire. But it had lines on it like it was designed for Naboo or something, which
It didn't look like a bit. I mean, I could just be remembering it wrong, but like all the lines look smooth, like
yeah, that's what I mean.
almost
Smooth.
like it had like a fleshy.
I think it was a machine, but
Oh yeah. Now that I'm going frame by frame,
yeah,
it looks more mechanical that way.
but you know, it doesn't look like it doesn't look Imperial. You know, all the Imperial ships and stuff, you know, they're pretty typical of, you know, just having all the greeblies all over the place and stuff.
Is it a machine? I mean, that almost looks exoskeleton like on the far out thing, and then when it gets close, it looks like a machine. But it could still be. I don't know. Like, do you see the far out shots of it? Looks like something that would show up in Godzilla.
Like a Mecha Godzilla or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Like the eyes definitely make it look mechanical.
Yeah,
But yeah, I saw that. I was like, what in the world is that?
but there's lights all over it too. You know, these what looks like lights. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a machine of some sort.
Okay.
But we'll find out. I mean, it's one of those things.
Oh, it's definitely moving like a machine.
This show is taking place in the early days, right, of the Empire.
Right.
So we might see some stuff that, you know, maybe stuff the Empire tries, you know, that doesn't work out vehicle wise or whatever, you know.
Man, if they keep doing it, I'm just gonna wonder, like, where'd they get the budget for the Death Star? Like, is it?
Hey, we've gone over this. Right? It's the whole Independence Day thing, right? $20,000
Right.
for a hammer, you know.
But if they're building all this other crap,
Uh-huh.
okay.
You know, they just keep printing credits. It's kind of how it works.
All right. What else of note to you here?
A lightsaber?
Lightsaber.
Yes.
So we see, what was his name?
Gunji?
Gunji? Yeah. See him back.
Yes. Interesting.
So he was a Clone Wars character, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Do Wookiees take a long time to grow up?
I don't know. I guess. I mean, if you could judge the rate of growth by, you know, like Grogu's, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I guess he looks like an adolescent.
Yeah, definitely teen.
So, yeah, never mind. I take back what I said. So these droids that are in front of him, are these like a bunch of like L3 looking droids? Like what?
That's what they look like, isn't it? That they look like that, but sounded to me like Grievous. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, a little weird.
But yeah, I don't know. Not a whole lot more to say about the trailer for me.
It looks good.
It looks good. It looks like they're settled into their, like I said, their A-team type role for the galaxy. You know, travel from system to system, helping out people in trouble.
Now, I will say later in the trailer, you see Palpatine in front of the Senate.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Palpatine. Yes,
I'm kind of excited for that.
yes,
Like actually seeing Palpatine address the Senate. I know it'll probably be like 15 seconds and
yeah.
and not much, but
We also see Bail Organa.
yep. Not surprised to see Bail Organa.
No, not really.
That was one of those, and like not surprised to see Palpatine, but I was surprised to see Palpatine in front of the Senate.
right.
Not something we've seen a ton of.
True. It seems like because there's an early draft of Star Wars that describes what the Emperor is doing. He's kind of like this, recluse, ruling from behind closed doors kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of seem to be sticking with that narrative. But I got a feeling for maybe larger directives or rules or laws or whatever he wants to implement, he'll come out and he'll address the Senate and say how it is. But, so I got a feeling it's going to be something big. Like we're going to put an end to the clone program and be conscripting soldiers moving forward. Something, but they were already starting that, I know, but it's like,
yeah, kind of putting it officially out there.
Yeah, something like that. Who knows? I mean,
that way when they start gunning down a bunch of clones, people are like, what the hell?
Exactly. Yeah. The clones have been deemed to be defective. Yeah. Something like that. If you come across a clone, kill it. That sort of thing. Yeah. It's all speculation, guessing, but you never know.
Right. No, but it looks good. And I mean, this was our, we're in the middle right now, right? We just finished Andor.
Right.
2 weeks ago. But
it's still fresh on the mind.
Yeah, it's still fresh on the mind. And, we got, about another 26 days, right? Roughly.
Yeah, about there. The Bad Batch Season 2 will premiere on January 4th. So
no time at all.
Right. Yeah, it'll be here before we know it. Everyone's going to get all done with their holiday breaks and go right into Bad Batch, which will be nice.
Now, have we seen anything about release schedule or anything like that? Like,
in fact, we have a release schedule with all the titles of the episodes. So,
wow.
I all of them, all 16 episodes. And it's interesting too here because we have 3 dates. Okay, that'll be January 4th, February 8th, and then March 29th. They're airing 2 episodes on each of those dates. So it's like premiere date, about midway, and then finale time. So it's kind of weird, but I almost wonder if they felt like they had to consolidate the season a little bit. I don't know.
Wait. So you said 16 episodes?
Yes.
And you got January 4th, February what?
8th,
and March 29th.
Yeah.
Are 2 episode days.
Yes.
I'm just trying to do my math here. Like January 4th to March 29th. Are there off weeks?
So we
that's
have
6 episodes in 3 days.
right.
Then you got 10 others. I guess no, you wouldn't have any breaks.
Right.
So is the 29th the finale then?
Yes. Yep. That's episode 15 and 16.
So sticking with Wednesdays.
Yes, it is. Yep. They're all on Wednesday. So that works, I guess.
Yeah. Any of those titles
I was
stand out?
just going to ask you, did you want me to just run through them all real quick?
You want to run through all of them?
I can do that. It's easy enough.
Have at it.
Just going to do it in order here. So, first is Spoils of War. Okay, then Ruins of War. Then the third one will be The Solitary Clone. Then Faster. And feel free to jump in if something hits you, Then Entombed. tribe. And then we have, this is where we have the February 8th 2-episode day. It's the Clone Conspiracy and Truth and Consequences.
Did you know that before you mentioned Palpatine talking about getting rid of the clones?
I did read through these, so
Okay.
it's possible that was sticking in my
Clone
head.
conspiracy. So yeah, so you're gonna have something floating through the ranks of the clones, and Empire's gonna have to put a stop to it.
And I'm also reminded of that point in the trailer where I forget which clone it is, but Crosshair's talking to the clone and he's like, you know, the rumors of clones aren't happy kind of thing or whatever, you know, with the Empire and all that.
Was that Cody?
Was that Cody?
I thought it was Cody.
Okay. So I felt like those titles kind of fit that scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could have something to do with it. From there, we have The Crossing, Retrieval, Metamorphosis, The Outpost, Pabu, which I'm going to guess is a planet or something, Tipping Point, and then the final date with 2 episodes is The Summit, and then Plan 99. So none of those titles are very revealing, but except the ones that we stopped on there. Clone Conspiracy, right. You know, I just feel like that's going to have some, they've got to wrap up the whole clone program in my mind during all this. And the Bad Batch has got to be like, kind of like the end of them, you know. You're going to be left with nothing but, you know, stragglers and the rare clone that got away and is now panhandling, you know, for Obi-Wan to come across. You know, I mean, that's kind of the path I feel like they got to go down. You know, it's the Empire, right? If you're going to end a program, you have to eliminate the program.
Especially when there's that many of them.
Right. Yeah. I just feel like, you know, they're going to feel like the clones have come to the end of their usefulness, so therefore they are done and must be gotten rid of.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Trailer looks good. Can't wait to get more Star Wars coming in every week.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, all right. If you have anything to add, you can always email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us. But we're also on social media, @thewarsandmore on Twitter, facebook.com/thewarsandmore. You can find all that and all the ways to find the show over at thewarsandmore.com. Any final thoughts this week, Doug?
No, I think we've about covered it.
All right. We will talk next week.